your fucking bright presence, and I'm saying like, what the fuck? And then I remember you inviting me or us to exchange Instagram contacts. And when I saw your Instagram, I'm like, wow, this is so clever. Just by seeing his bio, I'm like, of course I'm interested, you know. So I was seeing already what I'm still learning from you right since the first interaction. Hmm.
It's so great to have you here, Loto. We just went live a few seconds ago, and I'm just so excited to share your story. You have such an expansive story, so much growth. We've been on such a magical journey together for the last 6 months, and I'm just so proud of you. Um, I'm really just so proud. And so for those of you that are jumping on live, this is Loto, and we are um, yeah, we are going to be talking about his story. Loto, would you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about um, what is what is the essence of your work?
The essence, I think so many of us are going to resonate with this. The essence, of course, is love. The strategy to increase love massively and at the scale in this planet and then beyond is to, as a former monk for over a decade, that wasn't free after a decade of practicing, and that I saw that 98% of my peer monks weren't free neither. I decided to use a different strategy, and it was turning the one thing that I wasn't able to meditate when it was inside of me, use it as my meditation object. So now instead of run away from fear and try to experience so much peace that I don't experience fear, what I do is chase, hunt, and bite fear in the butt. And it's working, yeah.
Well, I love this. In your, I mean, one of your mantras is burn, right? Burn your excuses,
Mhm, yeah, and then
burn
because
them.
our logo is a tiger, we move it into devour, devour your excuses, devour your fears. Just to match more the logo, which is yeah,
Devour them. That's
yeah,
exciting.
turn them into your fuel, into your nourishment, into your. It's like every fear is a concentration of energy that is stagnant. But if we discover how to turn ice into steam, into liquid and then steam, if we know how to turn the energy that is stuck and contracted in its extreme in fear, every negative emotion, but fear is the most contracted, and turn it into liquid, into more flowy, expanding feelings, and then turn it into even more expanding, like love and bliss, then we are masters of our energy and all of our desires are already ours. But it is way easier when I can jump in a call with you every week. It is much, much faster. Thank you.
It's such a pleasure, and I think, well, I love that you say that because you are so high level. You work with so many emerging leaders, executives, people that are crushing it on, on a global scale, and they're reaching those next levels of higher and higher success. Um, and yeah, it's like even for me, I have my mentor, right? And I am your mentor. And it's beautiful to have that space, to have that container for growth and evolution, and really choosing and deciding, okay, this is my next level. And then there's a container for that. There is an energy that we hold, right, every week. And I think that is beautiful, right? I think that is just um, so important, I think, in the process and in the journey. Um, so many of us have our shit together, and we're looking for that next level. We're looking
Mhm.
for, that quantum leap in growth. What's really possible? How good are we going to allow our life to be? Right?
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
which is, I think, amazing. Tell us a little, Loto, before you and I started working together, what was life like in your business? If you could kind of give us a snapshot of like pre us working together, pre-influencer school.
Yeah. Yes, I don't know if you guys watching this heard us just before we went live, but we were sharing about when we first met. Um, apparently, I told Omar, I really like you, but I like more your wife. I didn't remember that part. That's hilarious. Um, but I remember that your bright presence and really open presence was like, what is going on with this guy and with his superhero t-shirt? But then also you did something really simple but really strategic and powerful is you say, hey, let's exchange contacts. And you didn't say phone, you said Instagram. And then we exchanged Instagrams. And as soon as I saw your bio, I help transformational coaches, something like this. Transformational coaches make 50K plus a month in a consistent basis, something like that. And I was like, whoa, that was really effective on his side. I see the strategy or a part of it. But also, of course, I'm interested. And at the same time, and this is more coming to your question, that feels like a really large leap. Like at the time, I think I was just really surviving. I think by that time I had my first really good sale. A customer decided to increase my fee by himself and pay me 20K for a year of mentorship. But that was a one-time experience. And then what I did, because I wasn't able to, as you call it, hold the turbulences or the. Mhm. So what I did was spend all that money until I was again bankrupt, and then I started moving my ass again, which was really, really painful. So I was in that unbalance where I will make one good sale that will give me some space of mind and some nourishment to my bank account and my lifestyle, but then I wouldn't sell for for a handful of months. So I wasn't tranquil with my business and my expenses for my team, for myself, for the lifestyle that I really want. And as and everyone here knows, I'm almost sure enjoying the process is way more important than reaching the goals. So I was enjoying the process because it was my purpose and I was aware of that, but I wasn't enjoying the process. I was enjoying it in a really ontological level. I'm living my purpose, but I wasn't enjoying it in a human level where wow, my life is awesome. I got my shit together as you said, and things are just rolling, and I'm just growing. That wasn't happening for me, definitely.
It's incredible though to hear that of where you started, right? Like being able to um, have these amazing coaching engagements, but it's not consistent, right? It's not happening consistently, and desiring that consistency, but kind of working really hard for it, right? Um,
Mhm.
in those, it's not flowing, it's not kind of going consistent. I think so many of us have that, right? We have that experience when we're starting
Mhm.
off, and we're like,
Mhm.
okay, we know we have something special. We're our clients like best kept secret. If we could just get it to more people consistently. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, and you speak about the surviving. I remember when I was just surviving. Um, and even sometimes I was just actually talking with one of the members of our team, and I was saying, as I was coaching, I was suiting up in, $3,000 suits and coaching, and then I was painting, right? I would go and
Mhm.
paint a house or something to, make sure that I had, in my beginning stages, right? So it's like the survival level of, okay, I know I got something amazing. It's not
Mhm.
consistent yet. I'm not thriving as yet. Um,
Mhm.
but that's cool to see. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. And then Loto,
Mhm.
when you and I got on the phone, we spoke a couple of times, right? Um,
Mhm.
how was that process of enrollment as we brought you on board and we started our relationship and me coaching you?
Mhm. Like there is so many golden nuggets that we can touch here because Um, so a little off of that question, but coming back to it, like also part of my challenge, and maybe I'm sure some of my peers resonate with this, some others won't, but is I wasn't coming from a mindset of I need to even have my expenses covered, you know. My survival mode was from my upbringing in a hippie community in the south of Spain, and then moving to another spiritual hippie community. And then that's been so much part of my journey, and ended up studying philosophy in college and being a monk. So I didn't have any background of having financial safetiness even, you know. I was so used to be in minus. So that was my most known experience, you know, never too much in minus. No one will give me too much credit neither, you know, I will, but in minus. In the first time, the two first times that we talked, because I think I enrolled in the third time. The first time I just wasn't ready. You gave me the price, and I was like, yeah, intellectually it makes sense. I'm gonna pay just a little portion of what I'm gonna earn if this works, but I didn't have enough confidence that I it will work for me, and neither my bank account was calm enough to support me. So I passed, you know, and I tried one more year on my own. So I think that's another golden nugget. I tried one more year on my own, and it's something's happened. I don't know if I got more consistent, but something that really shifted is I started investing, which is one of my best first recommendations to anyone now that asks me how do you do it to be successful with your business is invest, because for a business to work, it needs to become an investment. It needs to be stop to be a better wheel for this hamster working almost all day long in making things happen. No, it needs to become a will that other people that are passionate about it are working on, and I'm a part of it sometimes because I love coaching and I love mentoring. I want to be part of it, but I can be quite removable, if not 100% close to it. So investing in other things, and crypto is such a beautiful, expansive thing right now. If you know how to navigate it, changed my mindset, and then I got ready. I got more consistent income from my investings, and I saw investing in your program more clearly of no, I actually remember one of my clients saying, hey, don't put everything in crypto, invest in your business as well. I'm like, you are right, and of course I'm gonna do it. And then I was exploring who will I invest in so I could be supported. And then after a year of trying, in 6 months I crushed it by being with you guys in influencer school and with you, Omar.
Amazing. What was after we first started, um, and yeah, when we started working together, what were some of the things that happened in the beginning for you?
Hmm. I remember how important it was for me to hear you several times at the beginning, in our enrollment conversation, but also in the beginning of the online course, saying it is part of the beginning, or it is part of some part of the journey to need to deal with the charge, with the turbulence, and giving examples of that. And I think that's so important because um, as a fear hacker that I am and that I teach to others, I know I have the tools to uh, deal with any charge. But it was so important that when they came, when the doubts came, when the who you think you are, how are you gonna go from 5K to 50K, all these things that the beautiful ego likes to do with us, to to be aware they were part of the dance, and that I just needed to learn to dance more elegantly and keep going. And then what is being crucial is being to um, several things. One is to notice how you I was really, really spiritual and then really, really hard worker. And what you show me is how to be spiritually working and then working less hard and working more spiritually. And I'm gonna pause there because that's been almost everything. Working less
I
hard and then work more spiritually.
a couple of things. First, when you had your champagne pain moment last week, okay, I hit 50K now this week, 62,000, right? You said that. You said I'm working less actually. And I love that. I love that because the spaciousness of receiving, right? Having things set up in a way in which you're open to receiving more prosperity, more abundance, more humans to support. Um, so I love that. And then also, yes, like welcoming the charge, right? It's fascinating because when we connected in the beginning and we met in person, right? You saw the Ask Omar Instagram, and in that moment, you're like, "Wow, 50K, like that's a lot, right?" So, and then we start working together, like, "Okay, I'm going to welcome that charge around what that is to have a 50K month." And now you've had it, you know,
Mm,
amazing, congratulations. And
mm,
right, it's you're now a vibrational match for that, right?
mm.
You are
Yeah,
you, yeah,
yeah. Something else that I wanted to share on that, Omar, is that I'm actually seeing how elegant and how the light is so curated and how I don't know how it looks in the other side of the camera, but I'm in a basically in another hippie community, but making 50K a month. Why I think this is relevant? Because I don't know if maybe the people who already enrolled in influencers school is already like um, have worked through that, but maybe some people that are like I remember in our conversation I was saying, Omar, I'm not gonna do this for the money. We need to find a more purpose-driven reason for me to find the fire and the hunger to do what it takes to do this transformation because I at that time I was doing better financially, more for the investment than for the coaching business. But everything was more solid, more consistent. And then when you were, this is the other the key, you are so good on my perception, so good at really hearing, really listening, and not because you know the way, don't leave me there without taking the time to really listen where I am at in this very moment. So you help me see how making 50K a month and becoming a true world-class influencer was related to my bigger vision of really changing the status quo and making a regenerative status quo, one where everyone is supported to live their purpose and live a beautiful life now and now and now, and every single human. When I was able to connect it, then is when I was like, yes, now I know I can do whatever it takes, and that's still my sense. Like the money for me is like less than 5% of the stimulus to put the work and the hours. Um, the stimuli, seeing my customers crushing it, seeing the transformations, my customers getting closer with their spouses or their girlfriends or boyfriends, they making more money, they living more their dreams, they realizing that those dreams that they haven't given up on are actually possible and they are happening. That's what moves me, and yeah, and I'm sure it's many of us here in this conversation.
absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's both of the things like you mentioned, which is we are sometimes our clients' best kept secret. And what if we could transform more lives? Like you said, what if we could help um, people live their purpose and let go of their fears and become closer with their families? Like it's an amazing gift, right? That we can give so many people. And sometimes we're like doing it with just a few. And what if we could do it with more? It's like, of course, the work that we're doing, it's our purpose, right? So it's um,
Mm,
we don't like the money is allows us to thrive, right? It gives us choices. It gives us an opportunity to serve more people, to give away money, to pay our people, our assistants, our team, right? It makes, like, when we look at 50 grand a month, the way that I see it, it's like, okay, we're now top 1% for what we do, you know? So it's like really fully activating our soul's purpose, right? Exactly. Exactly. I think that's what you mean. You're like, for me, it's like 50K. That's what 50K means to me. It means that I am vibrating at such a high level of my purpose, right? Activating my gifts in the world, and I'm thriving as a result. And that, you know, the 60K that you made this month, you're going to invest that into your coaching business. You'll invest it into your other investments. I know you're envisioning to build your property, right, in Ometepe, and maybe even a community. So it's like you're using all of this money to forward your vision, right? Because you're a great person. So I feel like more people like us, heart-centered, um, purpose-driven, soul-driven, we take our money, we do amazing things with it. So it's great for us to have more money, actually, right? But to put it in perspective, because we're not greedy, right? But we want to really create prosperity, abundance, and I think it's being able to thrive. So I love that you bring that up, and I think it's so important. It's so important. I've always looked at creating income not as an accumulation of wealth or so I can buy stuff, but for creation. To further my vision and to enjoy, like you said, enjoy the process. Um, right? So, oh my God, I love it. It's exciting. So I think, tell us, tell us, like, over the last 30 days, you've had your, what is it, 62,000? Tell me the number.
I need to check it.
62,000 something and like 50 cents, some 62 something, which I love. Love that. Or here,
Uh,
I'll look it up too. You sent
Here,
it to me.
62,050 USD with 50 cents.
And 50 cents.
Yeah.
I love it. So
Yeah.
tell us, I think people are going to be so curious to hear this. So walk us through it from 30 days ago till today, having brought in 62 grand. What, um, how did it feel? Tell us, like, technically, like, what happened, as well as how does it feel? Um, how
Mhm.
did it feel? Yeah, to be doing that.
Mm. I'm gonna pick on something that you mentioned before to explain this. You say we are not greedy. I'm loving realizing that words words mean wherever we attach, wherever is the meaning that we attach to them, and that words like greediness or control or attachment, they are not right or wrong. It's either if they are towards love or towards fear. So I am greedy, but I am greedy about supporting humans, as fucking many humans as I can in this lifetime. And if I can go beyond this planet, that's my aim. And so that greediness, that hunger, that passion that sometimes feels like obsession, that is what has led me here. That is what has led me to invest in having your support and the support of all the influencers, the school community. Then the other thing that is being key that I think you are so masterful at, and that now I'm embodying, and that's why this has happened, is intention. It's the power of intention, is holding this intention, being attached to the intention, but not out of fear. Again, attachment is not good or bad. It's if it was out of fear, it's like I'm attached because I don't wanna not make it happen. But no, it's attached because I love this direction. I'm so in love and I feel so aligned with this direction of making 1 million a month by helping humans, 100 millions a month. So I'm gonna hold that vibration, that intention until it happens, and then I rise it, or until I die, and then I die with a big smile in my face, saying I absolutely did everything I was capable of to support what felt the most beautiful vision possible. Hmm. And speaking related to that, I haven't started properly even second week of the 12-week online course. So I don't know what's gonna happen once I start second week, and then this has been only coming to the sessions and being influenced by your mastery on holding intention and knowing that it's possible for anyone who is honest enough and driven enough. Hmm.
I really just I think there are moments in as we activate our purpose in the world, and it's I'm having this moment right now where we meet our just soulmate clients, you know,
Hmm.
brothers and sisters in the space that we can support to evolve, and it's effortless and it's
Hmm.
so natural and it's meant to be. And this is our relationship, you know? It is so effortless. Like, I don't try to help you. I just show up and we just dance. It's like, you know, we just dance and whatever, you know,
Hmm.
and shit just explodes. Um, right? And that's why I love you're like, I'm had my 62K month and I'm not even trying. Like, this is that is and also to hear like the reason why I put together influencer school as a training is so that we have a roadmap. But I never wanted this to be an online program. A lot of people go through online programs and there's a
Hmm.
3% success rate. But why at influencer school do we have like, we don't have 100%, but it's something like maybe like 94% success rate? Why is almost every single person successful? It's because we're dropping in every week, you know, and we're strategizing and we're connecting. Um, and for you to say like I'm having a 62K month after like only having completed, you know, week one sort of thing, I love that. And it also shows me just that alignment is everything. Um, Alignment is everything, right? Like our alignment and how sticky we are. Because that energy is potent, right? When we put that energy and we fuse and infuse our alignment into how we build our brand, it's everything, right? And so
Hmm.
um, that we have all these amazing people that are commenting. It's like um, I'm just seeing, Lotte, do you see all these amazing humans? Guys, allow Be Live to you have to click on the link so that Be Live can allow your comment and your face to show. Um, so anyway, do that so I can add your guys' comments. But yeah, this is beautiful. This is beautiful, and I think this is why I love, like, sometimes you're in a program and you get lost in the mix. You're in the online. You're supposed to do the online thing. It's a business in a box, and I've really wanted to, you know, for us to have a close relationship. Each one of, you know, like we have many in influencer school, but it's like each one of us has a close relationship. I know everything about where a person is at, where they're wanting to
Hmm.
be, you know, and we're strategizing every week and getting to that next level. So I love that you say, like, just from being on our calls together every week, it's like supported you to grow. And yeah, it's exciting when we get to week two. Oh my gosh, like when we look at the week two strategy, it's gonna, I mean, I think you'll probably have 100K month. Um,
Hmm. Looking
taking
forward to that. I wanted to mention something else related to money, Omar, that I think is so relevant to all of us, heart-centered humans or conscious humans, whatever we want to call it, us, is that the more money I have, the more resources I have to support the world. And that may sound even as a cliche already, but it's true. With this amount of money, there is so much that I can support. You know, I'm not buying land because I want to own it. I want to buy land because I want to change the world. Every piece of land that I am buying, it is to make more beauty and more awesomeness, and humans who go through there be treated as kings and queens because that's what we are, and inspiring other people to live more regeneratively or more in a sustainable, prosperous way, which is not incompatible. They are actually, for me, is the only way to live. So I think 90 almost 100% of my money goes into things that are making this world a more sustainable and prosperous one. Not 100%, I'm sure I'm still buying some shit that is like that I could be more mindful, to be honest. But so the more money I earn, the more money is going into making this world a better place for every human. And I know many of us feel this way. So we really need to become billionaires if we come, or trillionaires if we are. I still don't know what that really means, but let's aim for as much as possible so we change the world together now.
And I love that your focus is becoming a billionaire, and even further, like when you say trillionaire, you're feeling into the expansiveness of prosperity and what you can create as a result of the abundance that you're bringing in right to your account. You're creating even more for those around you. And I think there is there this is you playing full out. This is you fully activating your purpose, the purpose that you were given, right? Or you chose to live out when you decided to come to this planet, and it's like, there is, sometimes we say, oh, making money is not spiritual, or all the limiting beliefs, and that's just
Mm,
playing small. And for
mm,
everyone watching this, like that, and sometimes, we say those things like, oh, this and that, but it's playing small. And let's really step up, I think. um, and that's really, I think, really, that's your journey, and it's been your evolution. And I am so grateful, yeah, that you're also, it's the ripple effects. Your evolution, your growth is now affecting your clients and your clients' clients and their families. So it's such a huge ripple effect of positivity as a result of, because sometimes people tell me, they're like, oh, I don't want 50 grand a month. And I'm like, but wait, it's not about 50 grand a month. It's,
mm.
yes, it is 50 grand a month, but it's about expansion and thriving, and also doing it in a way that you really, enjoy, with spaciousness and spending. And I love that you said that in the beginning. You said, I can take myself out. I could sell my company, and they don't need me. They're a self-sustaining, self-organizing system. Um, that's beautiful.